Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we've got what we were expecting. We've got the official reveal of the next Pokemon trading card game expansion, Triple Beat. Yay! And I'm sorry, right? I get a lot of grief when I'm wrong about stuff, and that's fair. When I'm wrong, I should be told I'm wrong. But I need to point out, I was totally right about this, because what we've got, as expected, is a set which is bringing us the EXs of the full evolution of the first partner Pokemon, which it wasn't exactly the world's most impressive prediction, because it's just following the pattern they've said before, but I don't really care. I said this is what it was going to be, and it is, and I am delighted. So we're going to start off today talking about Quaquavel, because I don't know why not, and one thing that's really important to note here, it's coming out on March the 10th. I know, we got the release date, and it's actually really important because there are two things that we learned ahead of time about Triple Beat. And that was, we got the name from a trademark, and we assumed it was going to be a set. By we, I mean people like Lovely Primal Lugia, Matthew, Varive, Immunity, people like that. And also, we saw distributor listings for March the 10th, and we were pretty sure that that was going to be the date that it ended up being released. And once again, the date we used turned out to be correct, and that name we got from a trademark was correct. Which, what I'm basically trying to tell you is, there's a lot of misinformation going around at the moment, and a lot of people spreading anything they hear as if it's absolutely 100% true. Do make sure that you follow people like myself, the Lovely Primal Lugia, who are really making an effort to vet this information and only sharing it when it really seems like it is, in fact, legit. Oh, and we should probably point out before we get going properly, artwork rares are back! And we kind of figured they were gonna be. I'll be honest with you, the fact that artwork rares are back is not exactly some huge surprise. When we found out that they were going to be back in Scarlet EX and Violet EX, that was a huge deal, because we'd only ever seen them in special sets before. So the idea of getting these cards in main sets was absolutely like proper job, over the top ridiculous. Did not see that coming. It's not quite the same here. This isn't some huge surprise. We kind of expected, honestly, that they would stay around. We kind of expected that seeing them in one main set meant they were going to be staying around for all the main sets moving forward, but that's not really the point. The point is here, we've now seen them two sets in a row. There was always a small possibility that these were basically just going to be, little fun surprises for new sets. It's a new block, it's a first Scarlet and Violet set. We'll get a nice little surprise for the first one. No, ladies and gentlemen, artwork rares are very much back. And look, we had them in Scarlet and Violet 1, which is just Scarlet and Violet. We've had them in Scarlet and Violet 1A, which is Triple Beat, that is this set. I think at this stage it's fair to say that artwork rares are just here. We're going to have them in main sets. We're going to have them in mini sets, because do bear in mind this is the first mini set of the Scarlet and Violet era. So even if they were going to be in main sets, there was no guarantee they were going to be in the mini sets as well. But now we've got them in main sets, and we've got them in mini sets. And I do think at this stage it is extremely fair to say artwork rares are just here. We're going to have them in every set moving forward. And no, it's not going to be great for our wallets. Gutted, I suppose. But I'll tell you what, I'm not collecting secret rares generally, because I'm not rich. But collecting the artwork rares from all of the Japanese sets moving forward, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's probably something I can do. But what does Quaquavel actually do? And we will have a look at the pre-evolutions as well. Shout out to the lovely Antoine Boulet for providing our translations here. Although I did a bunch of these myself. But I did check with Antoine's, and we need to give Antoine a bit of love, right? If nothing else, and Antoine's just an awesome person. Now, they are carrying on what they did with Scarlet and Violet and giving us two of the basics of all of these evolution Pokemon. So we have a couple of Quaxly. Now, I really like the one that's got 70 HP and single energy 30. It does do 10 damage to itself, which is not ideal, but it's got lovely artwork, 70 HP, and single energy 30, especially in a situation where you can hit for weakness, is not to be sniffed at. Now, as for the 60 HP one, I think, and this is a bit more complicated, I am translating this for myself pretty much on the fly, but I think what this is doing is 2 energy, 20 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, the Pokemon that was hit with this attack, if they want to try and damage you, they have to flip a coin, and if heads, the attack fails. I believe that's what it does, but I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, the fact that it is 2 energy on a 60 HP basic, yet you're not putting 2 energy on here, the 70 HP that can do 30 for 1 is just better. As for Quaxwell, there's no awkward translations needed here. Single energy 30, 2 energy 50, 90 HP. It's fine, nobody really cares, I'ma be honest with you. But what about the EX? Well, we've got 320 HP, which seems to be about right for a Stage 2 EX. And bearing in mind, EXs are the correct stage, so yes, this is very much a Stage 2. And we got single energy, 60 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Then your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. So 60 damage for single energy and both switch. And I don't think this is terrible, but I don't think this is great either. I think this is... it's fine. I think it's fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's fine. I do like 60 damage and I like single energy, but you got to bear in mind, by the time you get round to this, you're talking about a Stage 2 Pokemon. You've had to go through a bunch of effort here to actually get to having this, and that's honestly kind of a problem with me. I'm not loving this, honestly. It's fine, is what I'm saying. It's not great. It's fine. The fact that you're switching and your opponent switching, them switching can be annoying. You switching, honestly, like you're making the deck. So if switching is going to be a real pain, then either don't play this or have an option for being able to switch back nice and easily. I don't think that's an unfair comment. It's fine. It's not great. 2 energy, 230, put 2 energy from this Pokemon back into your hand, and we seem to be having a little bit of a theme going on here. When we had VMAXs in the game, but obviously we still got them, but I mean, really in the game. One of the things we saw a lot was Pokemon that can KO in one-hit Pokemon V, but they're 2-hit KOing VMAXs. And that seems to be the kind of thing we've got going on here. Your 1-hit KOing basic EXs, but evolution EXs, you're more 2-hit KOing. And that seems to be the case with a lot of these, and that's the case here. 230 will get your Pokemon V, it'll get your basic Pokemon EXs, but it's not getting evolutions. Quaquavel itself's got 320, clearly 230 is just not getting particularly close here. But that's kind of okay, honestly, because it's 2 energy. And by the same token, you've got 320. There were not that many Pokemon that could just get a nice clean one-hit KO on Pokemon VMAXs. And there aren't that many Pokemon that can get clean one-hit KOs on Stage 2 EXs. Like Quaquavel here. And that's very much my point. You will be KOing your weaker Pokemon, like I've said, but you will also be tanking a hit. So I don't think it's that much of a pain, honestly. But I think this ends up looking a lot like... I expect to see a lot of Stage 2 EXs basically looking like this moving forward. Which is to say, kind of a useful first attack, but not your main kind of damaging attack. And then a decent damaging attack, which is going to be 1-hit KOing your Vs and basic EXs, and 2-hit KOing the V-stars and bigger EXs. It's fine. It's not amazing. It's fine. The thing is, you got to put 2 energy back to your hand to do it, and then you got to attach both those energy. And there's plenty of ways to attach 1 energy during your turn. Now, do remember that Melanie is specifically Pokemon V, so will absolutely not do the job here. But you do have stuff like Kyurem and VMAX, or we've still got the Frostlass from Chilling Reign that'll do it when you evolve up. Although, to be fair, the fact that we're losing Scoop Up Net does make Frostlass an awful lot worse. And it's fine. I mean, Kyurem and VMAX is probably going to be your best bet here, if I'm honest with you. And do remember, nowadays, we've got Eternatus, which you can just play from your hand onto your bench, and just get 2 Kyurem VMAX rolling like immediately. And as a side note, that is going to be a good engine for water Pokemon, trying to get a bit of water energy rolling, being able to play down Eternatus VMAX, and immediately search your deck for 2 Kyurem and benching them, and then you've got 2 of those abilities on board at once. That is, discard the top card of your deck if it's water energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Yeah. Quite frankly, the Eternatus Kyurem combo is one I do expect to see in play. And I almost forgot to add this in, ladies and gentlemen, but let me just pop it in nice and quickly here. The fact that we've got Stage 2 EXs here means that the regular Stage 2s can be combined with them with very little effort or annoyance. So when we're talking about accelerating extra energy, do remember we've got the Quaquavel, which came in the starter deck, that lets you attach a basic energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon in play once during your turn. So if you play one of these as well, remember that Quaquavel and Quaquavel EX have different names. That is very, very important. Then what you can actually do here is essentially put 2 back to your hand, and then you attach 1 as your attachment for the turn, 1 with Quaquavel, and off you go. They do come from the same evolution line, which is good, but do bear in mind you're still talking about getting a second Stage 2 on the field, which is not the easiest thing to do. Whew, got that in right under the wire. So, I'm kind of alright with this. Now, obviously, it's not escaped my attention that this puts energy in your hand and Radius Eternatus essentially attaches from the top of your deck, but I think you'll be alright, ladies and gentlemen. I think you'll be able to manage it. Honestly, the biggest issue here is that it's a Stage 2, and that is a bit of a pain, but hey-ho, that's where we are. I'm giving this between 3 and 4 Wassies, but I don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I don't think this is a stunning Pokemon EX, but I do think we're going to see an awful lot of EXs that fit this template moving forward. For now, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know what you think about the new set. I want to know what you think about Artwork Rares being back, and I want to know what you think about any of this, honestly. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus pods where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us about Pokemon, or indeed anything else. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Tobias DePrato, who's been a supporter of ours for a little while now, and seems to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support, and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.